Well, I guess this is a two-part video now. I apologize for the abrupt cut-off in the last video. My battery died, and so I just, shit happens. Anyways, as I was saying, I did pick up a UTG red and green dot scope. It's a phenomenal scope. I really like it. The dot is very crisp. That was green, and now I've got a red. It's a really nice dot sight, and it looks pretty damn good on the Kriss. Just sort of, I like it. I think it looks good. I got it free. It was a free gift. Purchase a KWA product, depending on the price of the product, you were allotted a certain number of money towards a free gift. And so I decided, $65 red dot, it's free now. Awesome. So that was cool. Now on to the Kriss. This is a very, very cool gun. A lot of very interesting features. Starting with, another thing I purchased. When you get your Kriss, it will not have a flashlight unless you purchase the one with the flashlight already pre-installed. It'll just have a little cap. I did purchase a flashlight with a pressure switch. Normally I would have it go underneath the rail unit here and then Velcro it to here, or Velcro it to here so that I could grip the mag well and click the pressure switch. But since later on in this video I'm going to show you how to take down the Kriss, I decided to not go under the rail. So the Kriss does come with a vertical foregrip. It's a nice grip. Feels very sturdy. I like the fact that it's got this little stop, like finger stop right here. I'll occasionally wrap my finger around it here, or brace my index finger here and have my thumb up here on the charging handle, because the charging handle does not go back with every shot, so there's no worry there. You can unscrew these, slide it off, and reveal a very small rail unit for mounting other vertical foregrips, grip pod, bipod, if you wanted to get a suppressor and turn this into a sniper or a DMR. I've seen that done. Or if you wanted to get the rail unit, I believe you can attach it from here and here and then extend the bottom rail. Unfortunately, this will not fit a Magpul AFG2. Maybe an AFG1. I don't have an AFG1. It's not long enough. The AFG, the part where you screw it in, will not actually fit over the rail. So that was kind of a bummer. I was hoping to have an AFG on here, but I guess gripping the mag well is very similar to it. Not that big of a deal. What else? The barrel, the outer barrel, the threading is 16mm clockwise, so you must buy an adapter. RI Tech makes an adapter of 16mm clockwise to 14mm counterclockwise, which is the standard threading for most guns. So most suppressors or amplifiers or flash hiders will have 14mm negative or 14mm positive, so either clockwise or counterclockwise. I did order and pay for a RI Tech adapter. It's like $6, and Evike did not send it to me. Their packaging is just terrible. Their shipping is awful. Like, I really got fucked over this time. I ordered it, and then I didn't make the cutoff time, so you have to order it by 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it will process and ship the same day. And I ordered it like 5 or something, and so I figured it'll ship the next day, it'll process and ship the next day. It was still pending, and so I'm like, okay, that's a Friday, they're not going to do shit over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday roll around, nothing happens. Monday, nothing happens. Tuesday finally got dispatched. Wednesday it processed. Thursday it shipped, and then Friday it was in transit. Saturday in transit. Sunday nothing because UPS doesn't work. Monday in transit, and then finally it came in on a fucking Tuesday. And it took like 11 days to get here, and it really pissed me off. a lot because Eve like just did not process this shipment, and I think it's because of their free gift system. It said on their website you can see all the different steps, you know, pending, dispatched, processed, shipped, and it was in pending for multiple days, and then underneath of it it said you know, purchase pending, verifying free gift, you know, KWA verifying free gift, UTG red dot. And so something they offer hindered my shipment. It hindered their ability to send my product to me in a timely manner. So they failed to uphold their standard of ship the next day or ship same day, you know, process and ship same day. They failed to uphold that, and their gift system basically fucked me over. And I didn't get my fucking RITech adapter. I was going to put a Shark adapter, and then I was going to get a Noveski amplifier and put that on there. But since they didn't send me the product, I can't do that. And the package was just poorly done. It was shipped to a buddy's house, a friend of mine. We both put money together and ordered this. He ordered a KJ Works 1022. That thing is cool. Maybe I'll do a review on that. But back to the story. Shipped it to his house, and he got it, and he texted me, hey, stuff's here, come on over. So I came over, and the box was just, he didn't do shit to it. He was ready to cut it open when I got there, and it had a big old dent in one of the corners. One of the corners was actually split open, and stuff could easily spill out. One of my magazines was like protruding outwards, and it frustrated the shit out of me. Eve like packed it with like no paper whatsoever. They just done. And then UPS, you know, had it banging around, sloshing around. I figured I would get maybe 2 boxes so it could safely, so that all the stuff could be safely packed. It was a 26.6 pound delivery, and they didn't do shit with that. They just one box, and then shipped it out, and it was just awful. Airsoft GI does a phenomenal job when it comes to shipping and packing and getting the product to you. Their problem is a lot of their products are out of stock for a very long time. A very long time. And it's kind of frustrating. But anyways, Kriss, right. So just going over some of the basic stuff. It's got flip up front, or that's a rear, flip up front and rear iron sights. They are peep and bunny ear. So it's just a circle. And then the M4 style bunny ear, or 416 style bunny ear with the curved. They are very solid. They're not going anywhere unless you push this itsy bitsy little button right here. You just push that and it flips right down. Push it right down. And they're very low profile for, you know, being solid chunks of metal. Shit. Right here, next to the rear iron sight, is a sling mount. It is very stiff, it is very sturdy, and I would trust any sling, well, not any sling, but I would trust that this would not break. I feel like a sling would break before this. I guess since we're working in the rear, right here, just push this down, and the stock will fold to the right, making the gun about the same size as a Tokyo Marui and KWA MP7. And then simply pull up and swing the stock outward till it clicks. It's a very loud, very positive click. Right here, this is where you can adjust your stock. I have very long arms, and so I need it all the way out. There's an Allen screw here and here and here and here. Just loosen it a little bit, and there are 5 positions, or I think 4 here, 5 here. For your stock. I have them all the way out. Like I said, I have long arms. The stock is very, very sturdy. There's no wobble, no play, no nothing to it. It's a very sturdy stock, and there's a second sling point down here, so you can have a 2-point, or you can do a 1-point bungee, or you can do a 1-point bungee back here. I personally would do a 1-point bungee up here. Moving on, the Kriss does have a Thompson style safety mechanism. So you have safe, fire, very, very loud, very crisp, very good, positive click when it comes to the safety, and it is in fact ambidextrous. So there's that going for it. So obviously safe. Red, you're dead. So red for fire. And then up here we have semi, 2-round burst, and full auto. I love this safety function because I can have it in 2-round burst, put it on safety, or fire, be shooting, flick it to safe, and then I can flick it just off safe and still be in a 2-round burst, or even in full auto. I don't have to go from semi all the way down to full auto every time I put the gun on safety. And I tend to put the gun on safety quite frequently. When I'm moving, when I'm sprinting, if I'm going a long distance, I'll put it on safety so that there's no mishaps or anything like that. Moving on, it does say 45 ACP, and then it's got the V right here. Manufactured in Taiwan, KWA. You got your serial number right here. Bolt catch right here is basically just a horizontal version of the M4 bolt catch magazine release. This was one of the big complaints that people had, was that the magazine release was too high and it was very uncomfortable to maneuver, or well, to eject your magazine. And I mean, when I tested it out at the Airsoft GI store, it was very uncomfortable. But now that I'm constantly using it and holding it and shooting it and messing around with it, it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, yeah, going from here and stretching your thumb out and pushing it may seem odd at first, but I mean, then again, so was, sticking your finger off the trigger and then pushing the magazine release for an M4. It's something new that you just have to get used to. I have gotten used to it. It's not a big deal for me, and if you really wanted to, you could have the gun, throw it at about a 70-degree angle, push the magazine release, the mag would come out a little bit, and then just grab your magazine. Or you could just drop it straight into a dump pouch if you wanted to do it that way. I believe there will be a extension piece coming out in the near future. You can actually make one yourself very easily. I might be doing that. My first thought was just add a piece of material, screw it down, and then add another piece of just very thin aluminum and put it over. So add a piece of material, say aluminum, just stack it, screw it, and then add a longer piece so that all you'd have to do is just push it. And then I started thinking, what if I bent that material and then I could do basically flick outwards and the magazine would drop, kind of MP5 style. But I don't know, I don't mind the magazine release. That was a main gripe of people, or for people. Now, the charging handle is very, very sturdy. It is a very strong charging handle. It takes a good bit of force to rack back. Now, unfortunately, the hammer, the trigger and hammer, when you pull the trigger, it does sound kind of like a little bitch. It's not very satisfying to just sit here, rack it, pull the trigger. The trigger is about 2.5 to 3 pounds of pull. So KWA definitely had law enforcement training and military training in mind when they were designing this. KWA really went above and beyond with this gun. It was a very difficult undertaking for KWA to actually have the Super V bolt system. That was just huge. It does literally nothing in the airsoft world, but it's just KWA really stresses, realism in their guns, and that's definitely easy to see with this. Now, as I said, either in the other video or in this one, this gun does shoot very hot with green gas or propane. With green gas, it's between 350 and 360. With propane, it's right around 380. And with duster gas, I don't know, but duster gas, it's just, I wouldn't use it because you're really not showing off this gun to its fullest potential. Now, if you really have to, of course, go ahead and do that. I'm not sure how well the bolt will cycle and how your rate of fire will be. So there's that problem with it. But if you got to do it, you got to do it. I understand. I am purchasing the DangerWorks valve for KWA's MP7, their PTP, and their MP9. It does fit in here, so the DangerWorks valve will fit in here, and it drops your FPS by about 60, so it'd be right around that 300 mark with green gas and .2s. And the place I chrono, you have to chrono at 300 with 0.25, so this will be, you know, good for it. I forgot to mention right here, it does say Kriss vector. What else? Over here you can see the bolt. Now this gun has a pretty cool function where basically you pull it back, you just pull the charging handle back like this, and you can actually check to see if there's a round chambered. I like that. I like to not have to rack my gun, realize, oh yeah, there's a round chambered, eject my magazine so it doesn't double feed, and then rack it back. I can just pull this back, go, yep, there's a round, and then I'm good to go. Or, nope, let me rack it. So, very, very thoughtful of you, KWA. It does say US patent pending right here. Again, with the 45 ACP over here. And, what else? Oh, with the adapter, it does come with a thread protector. I am still unable to get it on. I need to get paint thinner and take off this orange paint. Not because, ooh, orange paint, I hate it. It's because you can't fucking get the adapter on because the paint is so thick and it's a pain in the dick. But, you know, oh well. Now, to break this gun down, it's very simple. It has 4 body pins. One here, one here, one here, and one just above the charging handle. Now, you're just going to push those, pull them out. There's always going to be one that's a real bitch because it's holding a lot of the, what's it called? Fuck. I'm going to have to set it down. There we go. Sorry about that. I apologize. So, you want to remove those 3 pins and leave this one in. And then simply, I'm going to have to set you down one more time. So, pull the 2 receivers apart. And you've got your lower receiver. And your upper receiver. And here you can work on the trigger mech, and that's the hammer right there. Now when reassembling it, I find it helpful to click the hammer back. The upper receiver is very light. There's really not a whole lot to it. It is just high density polymer. So there's that, and then the lower receiver is basically where the bulk of the weapon is. Now here we can see the Super V bolt. God damn. See how it dips down right at the last second? That's the bolt mechanism going downwards and putting the force downward rather than back into the operator's shoulder. So in the real world it does reduce recoil. In the airsoft world it doesn't really do shit. But it is very thoughtful of KWA. Now, right in there is the hop-up unit, and I do currently have a round chambered. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take that tool and line up the grooves with the grooves in here and rotate it to whichever way you want, you know. Whether you want hop-up or no hop-up. Now, to disassemble, to take the bolt mechanism out, simply push this pin out right here, and then pull the bolt mechanism out. I have no need to. I actually just recently lubed it, so I don't need to do that. Yep. Very, very awesome gun. This is one of my favorite airsoft guns that I've ever purchased. I was so giddy waiting for this thing to come. The anticipation was just driving me insane. It was awful. I went nuts just sitting at school waiting for this thing, like hoping that this will be at my door when I came home. And eventually it was. So, you know, well, not my door, but eventually it came in, and well, no shit. But Anyways, lastly, forgot to mention this. Down here, you have to really break this thing in, but if you pull this tab back and open this up, it does reveal a compartment. This is where I store the hop-up unit, or the hop-up adjustment tool. It's where I also store a spare battery for my red dot. And it is also a, I mean, you can hold M&Ms, you can hold your chewing gum, you can hold Skittles, Starburst, whatever the hell you want to put in there. You can put BBs, you can put a little bag of rounds in there. I think putting the hop-up adjustment tool in here is, I just think is a good idea, because you know, you'll always have it. You could put the bottle of lube in there if you wanted to. I don't see why you would need that on the field, like actually out in the field. Of course, you want to have it in the staging area so you can, you know, break it down and then psh, and go for it. So this gun is very simple to break down and field strip, and then you know, it's a very simple concept. It's gas guns are just, you know, they're almost identical to the way they function with the real firearm. You know, instead of hitting a primer, all it does is hit the valve and that releases the gas rather than releasing gunpowder. So that has been my review of the KWA. I apologize for the 2 parts. I apologize for any kind of ranting or like getting off topic or anything like that. That has been my review of the KWA Kriss Vector. I highly recommend getting this. This puts the Tokyo Marui and KWA MP7 and MP9 to shame. This gun is freaking awesome. You will surely turn heads when you show up at an event or just a state or a field with this thing. Yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Be on the lookout for new stuff. I've got new stuff from Christmas. I bought a few new things, including I got a new plate carrier set up, 1911 that I traded, and I have a new build for my M4. It's a CQB build, and it's pretty cool. I like it. It didn't cost me a dime. I actually just had parts and built it. Took it to TAA a few weeks, or like a week or two ago. I'm taking this thing to TAA this weekend. So if you're gonna be there, you know, look out for the guy with the Kriss, and that'll probably be me. Oh, I did pick up a new mask. It's the Paladin mask inspired by Hellgate. It's blue. It's freaking awesome. I love that thing. Wrecked shit with that at Rev. I was the man in the blue mask. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. If you like what you see. Yeah, and if you've got a Kriss or a gas setup or any setup really, I'd love to see what you got. I like getting ideas from other people. I'm actually already starting to put a kit together for Revelations 5. I will most likely be doing a debrief video with one of my friends, because 1 month ago today, my friend and I, we went to Rev 4, and we might do a debrief video where we just talk about what we did at Rev, maybe show you some, like, our kit, what we used, all that kind of stuff, and then talk about future plans for Rev, maybe, you know, talk about getting a group together, because Christopher Ratton, one of the guys who owns Ballhack, he's talking about doing something in the spring that's Revelations-like, so maybe Rev 5 will be in the spring rather than in the winter, so maybe I'll be able to take this thing out, but it is very futuristic, so I don't know if I would want to. But I do have a kit idea, and I don't want to spoil anything because it's super awesome. So yeah, that's been it, guys. Once again, thanks for watching, and check out some of my other videos. I'll see you guys next time. Well, I won't see you because fuck it.